BLS analysis of whether proposed COMAR 13A.07.04.01.05 and .06, which are the teacher evaluation regulations, comply with the statutory authority of the Education Reform Act of 2010. It is our view that there are several potential legal issues of concern with the proposed regulations. The law requires that the State Board must, quote, solicit information and recommendations from each local school system and convene a meeting wherein this information and these recommendations are discussed and considered, end quote. Although the proposed regulations require MSD to solicit information and recommendations in this regard, the concurrent proposal of regulations in which general standards for performance evaluations are established violates the statutory requirement that this solicitation take place before proposal of the regulations. Further, the statute requires that the State Board convene a meeting to discuss and consider the information that is gathered. However, proposed regulations only require that the information gathered be presented to the State Board, presumably at its regularly scheduled monthly meeting, not discussed and considered at a meeting that is convened specifically for this purpose. The regulations seem to fail to comply with these requirements in several ways. First, proposed regulations require that at least 50% of an evaluation be based on student growth. However, the statute reserves this determination and power to the county board, as I have just expressed. Second, the proposed regulations make no reference or allowance for the process set forth in law, during which the local school system and the exclusive employee representative may discuss and mutually agree on performance evaluation criteria. If a local school system and an exclusive employee representative were to determine that evaluations were to include student growth, among other criteria, as less than 50%, as would be their authority under statute, the proposed regulations defining significant as at least 50% should not have any force and effect. Third, the proposed regulations do not make a distinction between general standards and model performance evaluation criteria. Although the State Board would require at least 50% of an evaluation to be based on student growth as part of its model criteria, the State Board may not require at least 50% to be a general standard. The categorization of at least 50% as a general standard seems incongruent in both its specificity and its statutory enabling authority that identifies this power as a power reserved to the County Boards of Education. Fourth, no model criteria are explicitly set forth by the State Board under these proposed regulations, as are required to be established per statute. Finally, the failure to establish model criteria creates a potential issue of concern in that if the local school system and the exclusive employee representative fail to mutually agree to criteria, no performance evaluation